Where's your ball, buddy? Go find your ball. Hey everyone, today I thought I would do kind of a live Q&A. So the questions I thought I would initially answer are just the quick rapid fire questions. The first one was, how old is Mac? Mac just turned 2 this month in March 2024. His birthday is March 18th and he weighs 11 pounds, which kind of makes him a bigger mini. I think that's kind of the cutoff for the mini size. Somebody also asked where Mac's name comes from, and we named him Mac DeMini after the musician Mac DeMarco. It's kind of a play on his band's name. Somebody also asked if we were interested in getting another breed at first and how we settled on a Dachshund, and also if Mac is a full Dachshund or if he's a mix of different breeds. And Mac is full Dachshund. We did consider a couple other breeds, just generally hounds though. My husband and I grew up with bigger hounds, living in more of the country, in the suburbs. So living in the city, we figured it'd be better to get a smaller version, essentially. So yeah, we were very interested in Dachshunds and also beagles. You want to throw it more? You want to go more? People also asked a lot about his wardrobe and his clothes. Somebody asked how many sweaters Mac has. At the moment, I believe he has 8. We do kind of rotate them out. There's a couple from this season that we're probably going to have to retire because they got pretty worn out. But yeah, currently he has 8. And follow-up question, somebody asked, do we have any merch for sale? Are we ever going to sell his sweaters? And it definitely is something I'm interested in. But I just am a bit too slow of a knitter currently. If I get a bit faster, I might sell a couple sweaters here and there, but at the moment I do write up the patterns for most of the things that I make for him, and I do release them for free, and I have started recording little video tutorials to go with them. So you can find the video tutorials at my other channel, Calico Radio Knits, and all of the patterns are available for free on Ravelry. So now I'll answer a couple of Instagram questions that we got. The first one was, if Mac was a human, what do you think he would do for a living? Which I thought about this question way too much, in a good way. It was a funny question. I liked it. My initial kind of on-the-nose answer would be that he would be a YouTuber, but I also think that maybe he would be a landscaper because he really likes to dig. And especially when we're in the country, he is very attracted to flowers and digging around the garden and that kind of stuff. So maybe a landscaper. Another question was, are you going to the Sausage Walk in June, which is in Montreal? And we hadn't heard about it until we read this question, so I'm glad we got it. We're not sure yet, but it looks really interesting, so we might be there. Oh, a third question, which is very specific. It's not really having to do with Mac, but it's about this shirt. And I get asked about it a lot in the comment section whenever I wear it. So yeah, people wanted to know where I got the shirt on a May Contourheit. I bought it when we lived in Germany before Canada. The next question is, how are you able to keep his attention when recording videos? And he's not at the moment, but Mac does look at us a lot in general. It's very easy, like we really don't have to do anything when we're recording Mac. Especially like if we take out the stand, he kind of gets excited, like sometimes he knows we're going to record. We also sometimes give him treats and these kind of things, but generally speaking, he really looks at us a lot. He loves making eye contact, and yeah, he's very easy. We really don't have to do much to keep his attention. The next question is, does he treat you both the same, or does he have a favorite? I really think he treats us the same. Sometimes it seems like one day he might have a favorite versus others, but yeah, I don't think he doesn't seem like he has a favorite. Does Mac mind if you both leave home and leave him behind? Does he get anxious or bark if you leave him home alone? We got a lot of questions about this as well. It doesn't seem like he gets very anxious. I don't think he gets anxious when we leave. He's always very excited when we return, but he does get anxious when we are visiting family and we leave him at my parents' or my husband's parents' house, which makes sense. It's not his home turf. So I think he's very comfortable at home, and he doesn't, especially in the wintertime, he doesn't always want to go outside. So I think he doesn't get too upset by being left behind. What is Mac's favorite treat or food? I would generally say cheese. Sorry, buddy. But Yeah, food-wise, I'd say like anything chicken based, or recently he's like things with salmon. So any treats, he doesn't know that word yet. Um, but yeah, those three I would say are kind of his favorite. What daily food does Mac eat, and do you free feed? And if not, how many times a day does Mac get a meal? We do free feed. Luckily, Mac is not, he doesn't eat everything that's in his bowl. He tends to eat at the same times every day, but yeah, we always leave food out for him. And we feed him a dry food that our vet recommends, and then other things alongside of it. So he does get, like, I won't say them too much, but like eggs and chicken and these things. He gets he gets those very regularly, other sources of protein. Next question is, do you plan to get a brother or sister for Mac in the future? It's definitely something we're very interested in, and we did move to a bigger apartment, but it's not significantly bigger. That was kind of our initial threshold, but as some of you might have noticed or might have surmised, based on our international travel, we're not originally from Canada, so we do travel a fair amount to see family. So I think the second dachshund will come once we've kind of put down a little bit more roots and are more settled, wherever that ends up being. But yeah, it is definitely something we're interested in the future, and we would likely get another dachshund, maybe a long-haired or a wire-haired. Next question is, does Mac shed a lot, and how do you groom him? Mac does kind of shed a lot for how tiny his body is, but it's very minimal in general. I mean, his hair is very short. We don't do too much. I mean, we cut his nails. He does get baths. We try not to use soap too often because I think it just kind of imbalances his skin and everything else. But we usually rinse him if he comes back muddy. And we do just use like a non-scented wipe on his feet when he comes back inside, especially because he sleeps in our bed and all that kind of stuff. Oh, good boy, buddy. The next group of questions is about training and like how hard was Mac to train? Did he go to puppy school? And any specific tips for potty training, especially within a city? So yeah, we got a lot of questions about this, and we didn't do too much in the way of training Mac. He didn't go to puppy school, but I think we were always around, so we're home a lot. Like I work from home and my husband works half the time from home. So we were very present, and I think that helped with the training in general, which I definitely understand that's not something that most people can do. We were very lucky in that regard, but yeah, we did give him a lot of positive reinforcement, I think especially for dachshunds, because the breed, I don't know, I do feel like compared to other dogs I've had, dachshunds are very sensitive. So I think any kind of like punishment, they don't tend to take super well. So I think positive reinforcement is generally the best for dachshunds. And as far as potty training, that's true as well. I wouldn't recommend like really scolding your dog too much. Like I will use like a firm voice so he knows that I'm serious, but like yelling and these kind of things I really don't think is very good, especially for dachshunds. But for potty training, I would say pick a cue word, which I still use that to this day, which I'll close his ears, he's sleeping, but I always say go pee, whether it's number 1 or number 2, and when I say that, he almost immediately always goes, even now as an adult. And to use that, I would say it initially when I would take him outside, and I would take him outside more often than I thought he actually needed to go, just to give him more opportunities and reduce the likelihood of accidents. So I would always use that cue word until it eventually worked, and to get it to work, when he would go, I would say it. So he would start to go into the bathroom, and then I would use that cue word, and that kind of helped him associate the cue word with the action. And another thing is if you would have an accident as a puppy, or even now, it doesn't happen very often, but if he does have an accident, we'll still take him outside immediately afterward, because then it shows him where he should have gone. And I think sometimes the tendency is like, oh, if he has an accident, you just kind of clean it up and move on. And because he likely does not have to go, right? He just went. And so you don't take him outside. But if you do that, then it could kind of unintentionally provide some positive reinforcement that it was okay that he went inside. So yeah, we always take him outside if he's had an accident. Okay, next question, kind of a group of questions we had was, what is the naughtiest thing Mac's done this year? What are his best and worst habits? Is Mac ever bitey? And if so, how do you handle it? So The naughtiest thing you've done this year, I thought about this for a while and I couldn't think of anything that specific. I would say generally like worse qualities, which I don't, it just kind of it's his character. I don't really find it that bad, but he can be pretty sneaky. So, and very determined, right? I think that both of these things are intrinsic to the breed, but yeah, so I couldn't really think of the naughtiest thing he's done this year, but yeah, he just tries to get food. I guess that would be one, which is not even that bad, but especially if we're eating on the couch here, sometimes like it's happened once or twice that he will just rush you trying to get what he can get, which does not happen very often. But I would say that's probably the naughtiest thing. And his best quality is, yeah, he's incredibly loving. He's very snuggly. He's such a good bud. I don't know. He's lots of good qualities. He's very, very sweet. All right, last question maybe. Can you ask him if he prefers belly rubs or head chest kisses? I think, oh, such a sweet question. I do think he likes all of the above. He loves affection in general, but I would say he is very partial to chest kisses. That would be my assumption if he could give us an answer. But yeah, so I think that's everything for now. If you guys have any questions or I didn't answer any of your questions, you can also check out our first Q&A we did about a year ago. I think some of the questions that were asked were also answered in that video. So, but thank you guys all so very much. We really appreciate all of your support. We love reading your comments. We love the community that has been built on YouTube, and we look forward to many more years making these videos. And yeah, thank you guys all so very much. We hope you have a good rest of your day. See ya.